What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and today we're going to be discussing how to play Madden 20 like a pro. This is going to be a tutorial for anyone that's been watching and seeing how we've been winning more games with running the ball. We're going to change it up today. We're going to make it, I'm going to give you guys a different dynamic, and we're going to start showing more or less what the issues are and how we can utilize them the same way that the top players do. All right, so typically what's going to happen is this. What we've seen with competitive Madden this year is that runners have won the most money. All right, if you go back and you look at it, they figured out ways to run the ball, and they have been successful. Many of us will not be able to make it to that stage, whether we just don't have the hunger for it or we just don't have the tolerance of the things that are going within the game. But we can still have fun within the game, build our teams, which is the funnest part of Madden, is actually putting a team together and understanding what these things mean. So number one, you're going to need a quarterback with at least some type of mobility. All right, we've tried it other ways. It doesn't work. We are using Aaron Rodgers currently. For this video, we're going to actually change out roaming Deadeye for dashing Deadeye. But I think we're going to go back to roaming because, like you guys said, it's all in one. You just have to let go of turbo. But I was having some issues with it over the last weekend of Weekend League. It was very difficult with a lot of the throws. I just wasn't making it accurately. I thought it was tuned, but then I went back and tried it again. And you definitely just have to make sure that you're 100% off turbo, and you should be all set with roaming Deadeye. But like I said, for the purposes of this video, we're going to go through that. I'm also going to explain to you guys that both of my wide receivers, we're going to go ahead and give them X factors and abilities. So Calvin Johnson and Randy Moss are going to have abilities as well. The reasoning behind that is we're going to be changing our playbook to the West Coast playbook. Now, for those of you guys, you pretty much know it's been going on for like 3 or 4 years. The West Coast playbook has been pretty good for the most part because no matter what, you have a lot of the posts and the outs, corner routes and everything like that already set in the actual plays in that playbook. So it kind of helps you out a little bit. But for this, like I said, we're going to actually go down the road of understanding what it's like to play like a pro. And pretty much you just have to run bunch and a little bit of dime 1-4-6 and edge blitz, and you're going to be pretty successful for the most part. Now, some of it is going to be a guessing game. When you play opponents that are probably they understand the game and they're really, good with the way that Madden is, you're going to have to do a little bit of a guessing game. You're going to have to know who to double team, stuff like that. But all that stuff is minor. Spend 150 training points. Go ahead and grab yourself the West Coast playbook, and we're going to go ahead and see what it's all about. Now, we are in the Legend tier, which is the highest tier of MUT. So for those of you guys that are in lower tiers, you guys can go ahead and work your way up utilizing this method, because more than likely the players that are in the lower tiers of the MUT head-to-head are probably not going to be able to deal with what we're about to bring out, because this is another way to be excruciating to your opponent. Running the ball is a little bit more disrespectful, but I think that EA has tuned it to a certain degree. Like, pretty much you can stop any run now. It wasn't like that like 3-4 months ago, but you can stop a lot of runs without even having abilities on your D-line or anything, just by playing the right type of defense now. Because I think what they did is they increased the probability of sheds. So you may have noticed that in the last Weekend League, you were playing guys that had no eyeballs, no eye sockets, but only was wearing a SpongeBob G-string and was stopping you in the backfield on a regular basis. That wasn't a coincidence. The game was tuned. They don't really need to do a lot of things to tune the game, as we've seen. They adjusted a lot of different things. He should have went deep on me right there. He had that post wide open. I don't know what I was doing over there, to be honest. It was kind of weird, but whatever. It is what it is. Now he's just throwing it at me. That right there is the dime 1-4-6. Pretty much what happens with that defense is, it's sort of like how the $3-2-6 used to be really good, and it just stopped everything to run. And then EA said to us, look, we're going to make it so that if you come out with 3 down linemen, you're going to automatically be pancaked if you come out in certain sets. But we all know that that was not the case. And because of that, people regularly play, what is it, dime 1-4-6 on a regular basis, no matter 2-3-6, whatever it is, because there really is no penalty for doing it. So I would encourage you guys, like, my favorite defense is, obviously, you guys that watch my channel know, when dudes come out in passing formations, I run the double A gap. Now we're going to mix in the dime 1-4-6. We're going to mix in some of this action too right here. Just mossing dudes. That is the post corner elite. Pretty much what that does, if you throw a post or a corner, they allow your guy to jump. You know, like how you get that animation where your guy just doesn't respond and it doesn't make any sense? I don't know why that's in the game, but it's very relevant that it is in the game, because now we have to find ways to actually make our players jump. So when you have Calvin Johnson and you bring him out into a game and you're like, why isn't this guy jumping off the ground? Why is he jumping like a dead ant and just stand, you know, he's just right there and won't move? That's because you actually have to have abilities on him for him to operate like a human. All right, so when you put that on him, he'll be able to jump up. Will you always get the catch? It's not necessarily so. Like in some cases, you will not be able to catch that, but for the most part, you will have success of being able to at least jump in the air. And that'll definitely help you guys out, all right? Right here, he just throws it right at my user with two guys there. It's typical action. You're going to get dotted. Just be able to deal with it. But again, we are running an entirely different defense. We also put an X factor on Julius Peppers, which is something else that you guys are going to want to do. You're going to want to give at least one of your D linemen an ability. And then with the safeties, I would definitely put Enforcer on them and run around with them and do what you have to do. But you need one lineman based on the new update to kind of help you stop the run and stuff like that. But you don't necessarily need it if you play the right 3-4 odd, maybe sometimes even to kind or even bear to kind of lock up the run. You know, stock cover 3 out of bear has been pretty good. So, you know, things like that will definitely help you. Right here, you see like how he's actually jumping for the ball. That would have been a pick if I didn't have abilities on Moss. I have Matchup Nightmare and Post Corner Elite, and he was able to actually react to the ball. Right here, if I would have just stayed on Calvin, I would have had a better shot of catching that, but I clicked on the Randy Moss to try to cheat a little bit because he was closer to the ball, and I just threw the ball like an idiot, which is why I'm going to probably go back to roaming Deadeye as opposed to dashing Deadeye, so I can make every throw, the no looks, you know, everything like that all in one by just releasing Turbo. Right here, we're going to get dotted and love it, love every minute of it, actually, and continue to go on with it. Okay, so look, this is what he's doing. He's coming out in Pat's, what is it, the Pat's split close or whatever, and then he's audibling to under center runs. And it started to really destroy my defense a little bit because the dime 146 is not really going to be able to do everything that they need to do. So you see what Julius Peppers is doing? The funny thing about that, you see like how he's just shedding and going right in? The hilarious thing about it is he would never do that without his abilities. And in certain, the thing that I like about having abilities on players like that, they can get finesse specialists and they get edge threat elite and pass rush elite, is because you're not usually going to make it outside of that side. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually they won't. I had to be careful right there. I didn't want to go and just throw that and throw a pick because, like I said, we're coming out playing like pros, so we have to be smart about how we actually do it. You don't want to throw the ball up like that when you see that the coverage is there. We've already been picked by Tillman, so his cover 2 is just playing insane because usually we get over the top, but maybe I got to drop a hitch or something like that for the bunch side to make the players come down a little bit, but we'll figure all that stuff out. Not a big deal. Right here, he hits me with an RPO, and Denzel Ward gets dominated, and it's pretty good. Everything's going well right now. Go ahead. Oh, you don't want to do the RPO that time? Doesn't really matter, though. Okay, doesn't really matter. We're still running the dime 146. We're playing like pros. We're coming out right here. Dime 146 again. Shazier is faster than, who's that, Calvin Johnson somehow, and he goes ahead and picks it. These are the things that happen in game, and we rage, and we try to understand, like, yo, bro, what's up? But this is the way the game was designed to be played. Okay, now right here, you see the crossbody and how it's inaccurate? If I had roaming Deadeye, that would have been accurate because it's a crossbody throw because I let go of the button because I'm so used to doing roaming Deadeye, so we're going to go back to that. Right here, keep going, go for 6. Like, what is this guy doing right here? Run into your player and then go for 6. Like, what? Do it again. Yes, bro, this is not an instant replay, folks. He's continuously doing it, and then eventually they let him break into the house on the defense. Those type of fluke plays are going to happen, but you will make it difficult. Just by coming out in dime 146, you're going to make your opponent hate you, which is something that's very, very beautiful because Madden has turned into that. Like, let me know how you feel when you come out to run the ball and the dude you see edge blitz. Like, bro, I rage, but then now I'm like, yo, I got to run it because that's going to stop mostly every run. So you see what I'm saying? But the game makes you just despise your opponent, but you understand that that's what's necessary because the game has already been decoded. You need to run edge blitz in order to live. It's like a vampire, bro. We're vampires that need blood. Our blood is edge blitz. You know what I'm saying? Because like that fuels us, bro. Like look at this. Look, bro. You see what's happening right now? This guy has abilities on 2 of his D linemen. You see them? And watch what happens. You see how my guys are just stopping him without whatever he's doing? Okay, right. Okay, cool, man. Nice job. A nice back foot and accurate throw. But I want to point that out because when I did the upgrades to my O-line, some of you guys were asking, you know, do they pass block? Is that, you see your answer? The 99 players are going to play differently. I try to tell you guys, it's a method to my madness. I'm not gonna tell you guys to do this stuff if I'm not doing it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why am I? Oh, yo, bro, do this. Like right here, we knew what he's gonna go. We knew what he was going for. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna pick him up and take him for 6 too. But I need you guys to understand they're so different. Like, there's a lot of different ways. Oh, what is that? Is inaccurate? That probably would have been accurate. Yeah, we got to go back to roaming Deadeye, because that would have probably been accurate if we did it the right way. What is it? Okay, right there. Dot. Let's go. All right. So I don't know why he came down on that. He had to see Calvin just running by himself, and then obviously, you know, to kind of really just make your opponent hate you more, you come out in the goal line and you run eye tight. That's the best way to let your opponent just, yo, like, the things that they'll say about you, bro, it's hilarious, but they are really, really upset. But this is part of being a pro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, you got to understand it. Now, look, remember, because our O-line is geared for running, we can easily, with the West Coast playbook, come out and run the ball in, like, you know, far tight or far close, whatever those fars are, and then eye tight, stuff like that. You can still come out and do that. I'm just showing you the other aspect of being a pro. You got to be able to have everything all in your arsenal. The passing, you got to have the running, because you never know. Like I said, depending on how skilled the player is, you may have to bring something else out of your toolbox. So have everything prepared. But you need bunch. You need to run eye tight in the goal line. All right, preferably dive, maybe stretch. Maybe you put on the SpongeBob G-string. Who knows? You know, running the far sets is a very, very important way to make everyone around you just despise you. Run that set, because we're going to start running that too. It doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to tell you guys, it doesn't make any sense to do anything else and go out of your way to try to create schemes, because certain things just work. And we have to be able to understand that, and we have to be able to deal with it. All right, what are we doing here? Getting sacked? All right, cool. Finally, he got sheds, man. LT, shout out to you, man. How did he shed off that side like that? He just went crazy. But we good, though. Oh, I could have dotted him right there. Oh, we just going to run this. All right, cool. We'll just run it then. All right, let's go. What else is he doing? Oh, look at this guy, bro. Hold on, wait a minute. Does he? Oh, he's giving up a dot. Did he have? I didn't even realize. It was like 3. He has 3 dudes with abilities. All right, it don't really matter. This guy's done. You guys asked me for how to play like a pro tutorial. I gave it to you. Let me know by liking the video if you enjoyed it. If you're new, let me know if you've learned something, man. I want to try to make sure everybody has a very, very good chance to win when you're part of my fam. I'm gonna see you guys and girls next time. Stay blessed. One love, y'all.